Welcome to another episode of Maestro Speaks podcast.
The equivalent of love is forgiveness.
Mhm.
You cannot love without forgiveness.
Lumabalin ka iti yung generation anda kumamot nga mapasaran.
Naibag nga morning mo ako Il Maestro.
Tanya deh kung nanay deh mesa.
I-appeal mo.
Buhain.
Appeal ko man kada gitu ko. Pipi ako man pilit gan si. Tutok mo.
Di pa nag-approach mo rin?
Amo pa.
Approach?
Ita. Nang nangag ko nga ibagbagan pa lang ni Lola kiti.
You better know the substance of the law.
Bayaw mo nang ibagas ni Manong.
And who cares if people have dark skin, right?
Kaanakan iti with expiration.
You find any inspiration in this we have done, and you have done your noble part.
All right, here we go again. El Maestro Speaks podcast number 141. Damn. Never even in my wildest dream that I thought I would be able to reach that number. Anyway, here we are. So let's just dive right in immediately. In this episode, I want to talk about acquiring new skill, new habit, or a discipline. Learning new things, learning new skill. And even before, ever since I started this podcast, I've been talking about different ways on how to learn new things, right? Even though my job is teaching, as my name entails. I never talked about teaching. Well, I can't remember if I did. If I did, yeah, but I've been talking bull crap about teaching, and I don't consider myself an expert about teaching, and there are a lot of people better than me to be talking about teaching. So I'd be focusing on what I know best. That's learning, because I'm just an idiot trying to learn new things. And that's it. Learning. I'm going to be focusing on learning, acquiring new things, acquiring new skills. What's the best way of doing that? Especially in our age, like those who are in their 30s, say those are already, in their middle adulthood, right? And learning new things sometimes is like it's overwhelming, right? Especially so this time when everything is instant. Like you want to know something, you want to know something new, and you want to know what's going on. We just click of a button, you'll find out what's going on. When I talk to someone on the other side of the world, you can do that with just a click of a button, right? Gone are the days wherein if you want to talk to someone on the other side of the world, you gotta, through letter, you gotta wait for like months before you can get the reply. You want to call someone, you have to make sure that they're at home so that you can talk to them. Gone are those days. Gone are those days of waiting, you know. Nowadays, everything we want, all of us, especially the newer generation, wants everything to be instant. Right? You need something, you can just download it on your phone. You need something on your project, say new gadgets, or you need something new, you can just click it on your phone, wait for 2-3 days to come. And if it did not come after 3 days, you can complain that it took so long for your order to come to you. So, everything now is instant. Everything now is fast, and it crept in our view about learning that we want everything now to be, we want something new, especially for this generations, like I said a while ago, that they want, if they want to learn something or they are learning something, they want it to be instant. That's why podcasts or videos, blogs about hacks. I like the word hack tutorials on how to acquire something or hacks on how to do this is so popular that it gets millions of views just because everyone wants to, like, say for example, learn so fast. Like, I dare you now to just hacks on learning how to dance. There's a lot of videos like hacks on learning how to play guitar. There will be a lot of videos like that. And mind you, I'm not discrediting the ability of newer generation now to learn fast. Yeah, I guess most of them can learn so fast. Mm, but not all can do that, and especially the uh, later generation, I mean earlier generation that wants to learn new things. They cannot do that. And it's overwhelming. That kind of culture, this culture of having things so fast, instantly, is overwhelming to us. So I would like to share this one of those that I searched while searching about learning, acquiring a skill or a habit without being overwhelmed by the process. Okay. And according to my research, it is all about strategy and mindset. The past episode we talked about the growth mindset, and later on I'll be sharing with you the titles of the books that um, I've gone through. I didn't read them all. I've just gone through them to prepare for what I'm sharing with you today. So, first and foremost, we have to remember acquiring skill, learning a skill. We all know that learning accordingly keeps us young, right? Keeps our brain working. Keeps It's an exercise for the brain. Like it's an exercise for the brain to keep it working and to keep us young and healthy. It's a byproduct of learning. Maybe that's why I love learning. I don't want to get old. Maybe that's the reason why. And of course, one must also remember that the frailties of us. You should know your limitation, and um, human the development of human is an endless work. It does not stop. Uh, well, I have this view when I was young that when I'll finish my college degree, that's it. I'm done, right? Well, that's not the case. You got to continue learning because the world is rapidly changing, as I said a while ago. And to be able to fit in that change, you have to also acquire new skill, learn new things, acquire new habits for you to be able to, um, you know, go with the change, right? And like I said, acquiring new skill is all about strategy. You have to have a strategy. And going back to that I, the hack videos, hacking tutorials that I told you a while ago, learning something, there's no shortcut to acquiring a skill, learning habit, learning something new. There's no shortcut to that. There is only um, the process. You have to identify your own process. Now, my process of learning might not be suitable to you, and you have to find your own ways of learning things, right? So, acquiring new things, learning. is it's not the same. Okay, it is different per individual, and you have to observe your own process. How do you pick up information? How do you process the data? It's what you have to observe to yourself, on yourself, and you have to work on it, right? And develop your own system. If possible, you have to write your own system, right? Okay. So we have to like before we start, I'm going to start sharing that one. I want to share that. We have to focus on the process, like what I said, right? You observe your process, and then just improve your process. Do not focus um on the outcome. Just focus on your process, and then you'll be surprised later on when you will see the outcome. Okay, that's it. What we have to focus on is on the process, on how we acquire the things. So, by saying that, I would like to share this step here strategy that might help you. Okay, if you think it's suitable for you, then you can adapt it. So, the first one is, like I said, acquiring skill. How can we acquire or build a new habit or skill without getting overwhelmed? Is that we have to start small. It's the first step. Okay, start small. In the world of teaching, they call it chunking, dividing this skill into smaller, manageable part. Right. And I want to add on that one is what I want to add on that one is start small and start now. Okay. The best time for you to start building new habit or skill is now. It's the best time now. So start now, start small, break the habit into or skill into a tiny achievable step. If you're learning to play the guitar, start with just 5 minutes a day, right? Okay, so start small. Um, there was this in connection to this one, starting small. There was this a suggestion, I guess, or a theory, or I think a practice that was shared by Firas Sahabi. George St. Pierre's, for those who doesn't know, George St. Pierre was a former MMA champion, UFC, and he has a coach named Firas Sahabi, wherein I don't know what it's called, but the exercise, sharing how they do the exercise. Say, for example, it's better for it's like a gradual accumulation. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, so what he said is that I think it's better for a person to exercise. Say, for example, your goal is to exercise every day, right? So you gotta at least exercise a controlled exercise. Say you're doing push up, and then you just do 10 push up per day every day is better than doing push up, like doing it say 30 push up per session, and then you will take a rest for like 2 to 3 days because your muscle is sore. And then if you are going to see the results, say for example you started out on Monday, so 10 push up, then you'll do it again on Tuesday, 10 push up, that's going to be 20, right? Wednesday, another 10 push up, that's going to be 30 already. Thursday, another 10 push up. Okay? So until Sunday, you'll be having this, like say 70 push up, right? Now, if you have do the regular, the normal ways of doing things, like say you do 30 push up on Monday until, 30 push up is, I think, too much, or I think that's the maximum for regular person. For sure, the next morning you're gonna be sore, right? You're gonna be sore. You gotta rest for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So in that week, you only have, let's say, at least 60 push-ups if you can do twice a week. But for sure, you will be sore those days and your body needs to heal before you can do another push-up. So doing it small, okay, building on it is better than doing like a big, starting big the first time, and it's gonna overwhelm you. Okay? I think that's a better analogy. That's a better example of starting small, right? So start small. So say, for example, after that one, after the 10 push up, then if you feel that, okay, maybe you can add more to that 10 push up, then the next week you can say at least add 2 and then go on all over it for the next week. Okay. And you, after a month, you will find out that the accumulated push up that you have done is higher than if you do a big sets and then stop for days for rest and then do another one. Okay. So Feras Sahabi said it's better that way. Okay. Um, doing a minimum effort. I mean, an effort. Is it called effort? Doing it in a minimum, not um, not forcing your body to its limit is better. You can acquire more than pushing your body to the limit, right? So that is starting small. Start small. Okay? Just 5 minutes a day. Say, for example, learning the guitar, as it says here on my note. I'm sorry, I keep on using guitar, right? Uh, I'm a guitarist, that's why. So 5 minutes a day, okay? And you have to set a specific goal. That's our number two. Set a specific goal on what you're trying to achieve. Why are you doing that 5 minutes a day guitar practice? So, say for example, you want to shred, you want to do a fast move of your finger on the fretboard, and that's your specific goal. So you start with, let's say, three notes. I'm gonna use 3 notes to move as fast as I can on the fretboard. So you practice 5 minutes. Practice it playfully. Playfully because there's this research again that I saw a while ago that if you do it playfully, if you practice with seriousness, but in a playful manner, that's the word. Yeah. Uh, if you practice seriously in a playful manner, you can easily acquire the skill that you want to have, okay? Or you can easily learn the skill that you're trying to learn. So set a specific goal, okay? So that's it. Oh, say for example, here I want to get fit, so I want to jog 10 minutes every morning. Say 5 minutes is better. Starting small, right? So set specific goal. When you say specific goals, that you have to ask yourself, can you attain that goal? Is it possible to attain that goal? And then set the time wherein you can attain it. Yeah. And number 3, consistency over intensity. That's what I'm talking about a while ago. On the push-up, we can still use that example, okay? The push-up, consistency over intensity. So focus on being consistent rather than doing a lot all at once. It's better to practice a skill every day for 10 minutes than do it for 1 hour a week. Exactly the example that we used a while ago about push-up. So it's better to like do 10 push-up every day than doing like 30 push-up in one day, right? So you have to prioritize consistency over intensity, right? And still, you will still achieve the same result uh, and better. And best thing there is that you are not overwhelmed while you are doing it. So, of course, you have to track your progress. You have to be the critic of yourself. That's the number one thing I think about learning when you're trying to learn new things is that you have to be the number one critic of yourself. And that's how you can track. Of course, don't be so hard on yourself, but be objective on tracking your progress. Okay. So how can you do that? What are the best way to track your progress? Maybe you can use a note. And I started using this back when I was having a conversation. I need to cut a lot of clips, and I need to write the time or in the time where I have to start to cut the clip for a certain topic or the other podcast episode where I had conversations with those great people that I had in this podcast. So that's why I have notes here, and it helps me organize my thoughts sometimes writing it here because sometimes I forget a lot of things that I want to share, and after that, say I stopped recording the podcast, and then I'm already uploading it on Spotify, and then just reviewing it, I will suddenly remember, oh, I forgot something, and you're not included there. Oh, so that's why I need to write things now. Next is, oh yeah, tracking your progress. You can list it on your notes. You can have an app that can track your progress. Okay. Seeing small wins keeps you motivated. Say, for example, push up. So did you do the push up? So you can tick your calendars if you did 10 push up a day, 10 push up a day, say something like that. And you can check your progress in a month, multiply it by 30. Now you have to like 2100 push ups, something like that. So, you know, after that, you can reward yourself for sticking to your habit. Acknowledge your progress and celebrate small victories. Yes, small victories is better than no victories at all. Okay? So you gotta celebrate it no matter how small your achievements are, because that means you moved forward. That means you improved. And the next one here is this one. It's very important. Is be kind to yourself. Yeah, yes, be kind to yourself. Understand that you're just human. And whatever you have set, for sure, there are times that you will slip up. Okay? There'll be a lot of slip ups while you're doing the process. Okay, don't beat yourself about it. Okay? If you miss a day, then it's okay. Get back on track. Right? Oh, I missed that day. Get back on track. It's okay. It's part of the process, right? Of course, you have to pushing yourself to stick to your habit. That's discipline. It's hard. It's hard. I know. But when you miss, when you missed one day, say for example, don't beat yourself up. It's part of it. Okay? Just get back on track. Like what they said, when you fall down 7 times, get up 8 times. So you slipped up, get back on track, continue doing what you're doing, and just keep pushing through. Consistency over intensity. That's it. So be kind to yourself. Next is incorporate the habit into your daily routine. Okay. Yeah, right. That will naturally come out. Okay, it's gonna be like your daily routine already, especially if you start doing it. And then there's this saying that if you've been doing it for like 21 days, it's gonna be habit already. Yeah, it takes 21 days to build a habit, they said. But anyway, it says to create a routine. Okay, so incorporate what you're doing to your daily routine, linking it to an existing habit that can make it easier to remember. Like, say, for example, practicing the guitar. Okay, link it to after brushing your teeth, something like that. So it's just to remind you, so that that will minimize your slip ups, right? Okay, and then of course find a buddy. Find a buddy. What is this important? Someone to share the journey with. Okay, that is, this will help you. I don't know. That's human nature. Competition. Okay, if you have someone, if you're competing with someone, it gives you motivation, right? Gives you the drive to um not slip up, to do better. And that's why it says there, find a buddy. Well, anyway, if you don't have a buddy, yeah, of course, find ways to like challenge yourself while doing this, right? So and of course I want to include in this one here. So um we have this, and most of us do this, that when we start on something, sometimes we stop because we're overwhelmed, or we can just use the excuse of we just don't have the time. But then why is it that when you started it, you were so sure that you can finish the project, something like that? But because you are so motivated. You are so motivated when you were starting, and all of us have that one. The the beginner's high, something like that. How can I put that? Kind of like your excitedness. You're excited to start it, and that's natural for human beings. When they're starting something, they're so excited. They're so motivated, right? But then as time goes by, motivation, it comes down and they're lost. And then suddenly they stop. Okay. Part of it is, like I said, they're overwhelmed, and you know, um, they will make a lot of excuses. So um to combat that one is that, like I said, motivation is your fuel to start, but discipline or grit is your vehicle to get there. So you got to push yourself, remind yourself. It's not an easy fit. You gotta you gotta remind yourself. You gotta keep pushing yourself so you can achieve your goal. That is why it's very important to start small, so you will not be overwhelmed, right? And focus on consistency rather than intensity. This is also one of the principle of what the Japanese are calling the kaizen, which means making a continuous improvement. Um, continuous improvement, making small incremental changes, or through making small incremental changes. Say, going back to what I said a while ago about push up and that guitar lesson thing, right? So that is Kaizen. And it is, of course, again, like I said, it's a wisdom. It was developed by the Japanese, and they want to share it to the world, want to share with you. Okay. So, like I said, all of this, and I want to end it with this. All of these things that I shared here is useless if you won't do it. This strategy is useless if we're not going to do it. And the best time to do it is, again, like I said a while ago, now. So start now. Okay. Try to set the goal, start small, okay? And then you have to prioritize consistency over intensity, track your progress, be kind to yourself. There will be a slip ups, be kind to yourself, okay? Create your routine. And then if you fail, you can just start again, and start again, and keep pushing yourself. That's it. And I wanna share the books that I used here as your reference. If you have time, you can download the audiobook of this ones or the audio version of these books, and you can listen to them. I just don't know if they have this in Spotify. Atomic Habits by James Clear, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, Tiny Habits by B.J. Fogg, and The Deep Work by Cal Newport, and Mindset, Growth Mindset. I think I shared this one in the past episode. The New Psychology of Success by Carol S. Dweck. So these are books, and I suggest that you read, and perhaps you can get more insight about building new habits, learning new skills, and perhaps you can share it to us also. So anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. By the way, this podcast is brought to you by Monofloors and Poultry located at Mankayan Benguet, and of course by Size Space Tech. We also have Dems Auto Performance located at Alapan, La Trinidad, Benguet, and J-Tech located at Abatan, Puges, Benguet, and St. Lucie Multipurpose Cooperative. They have sub office at Mankayan. They have a branch at Mankayan, Benguet, and also a sub office at La Trinidad, Puges. Okay, so you can always check this guys in their Facebook page. So they are the ones making this podcast happen. So thank you so much. And I'll see you on the next episode. Be safe, everyone, and God bless. Love you all.